Hey, so for social studies, I want to finally discuss producers and consumers. It was in your envelope. I hope you checked it out. It doesn't have a whole lot to read in it, but I do want to talk about it. So, the very first page has people of old time. They made their own clothing and they had to do a lot of things by hand. It looks like they were depending on horses for moving whatever they needed to move. And then now people use drones and computers and very heavy machinery with lots of working parts. So we've gone from provincial to very advanced. All of these things had to be purchased. Even the horses would have had to have been purchased, or the grain or corn to feed them would have had to have been produced and then made available for people to buy. Do you know anyone who owns a business? What about a restaurant or a store? A business offers services or provides goods and products. People who start their own business are called entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs have different reasons for starting businesses. Some may have a great new idea for a product or service that they want to share with the world. Others may want to just fill a need within their own community. Most entrepreneurs believe they can make a profit, but they have a lot of trouble sometimes getting started. Profit means they will have money honey left over after paying out all of their costs. So they paid their workers, they paid for the supplies, they paid for the rental of the building that they were going to use for their business. Anything that they had to pay for out of the money they made is and that's left over is considered profit. So they had to pay their bills, and then they had extra money. And sometimes it can take a little while before they really do have extra money. Before entrepreneurs can make a profit, they must spend money to make their product or provide their services. Not all businesses are successful. Many have come and gone through the years. And then on this page, it's got some businesses and entrepreneurs. And I bet, this is only like 2 years old, this leaflet, this printout. And this information could already change because things like malls are definitely hurting, whereas people now are buying everything online. So you can see there's an image of Walmart. Walmart was started here in Arkansas, and Sam's Club is an extension of Walmart. The Hallmark store. There's a picture of the Steves, Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs, who created Apple. The location of a business can really help it to succeed. In addition to the resources of the local region, a business's success depends on the people nearby. So if it's a farm type business, they probably need to build it or provide their service in a rural community. A shopping mall would need to be in probably a busy city. A boat sale shop should probably be near a body of water. A ski shop, we don't have a ski shop here in Arkansas because we don't have any snow. A hotel, a lot of the hotels in Fort Smith are near airports, and if we had a museum or something, there might be a hotel by that. Supply and demand. This is pretty interesting. So there's this cartoon here about a tale of two lemonade stands. I think it's a pretty great cartoon. It talks about how one stand sells the lemonade for a higher price than the other, and people, the customers, are trying to decide which one they would like to use. And then they go on sale with their lemonade. So check that out. Anyone can start a business in the United States because it has a free market economy. A business can make any product or provide any service as long as it's legal. Businesses are usually in competition with one another. This means that they want to sell the most goods or services. So banks are in competition with each other. They want to hold your money. Pizza places are all in competition with each other. McDonald's versus Burger King versus Wendy's. They're all selling the same type of product. So this one tries to come up with something more creative, or this one tries to come up with a special, or something that only comes around once in a while. So they're trying to get your attention. They get your attention through advertisements. They want your money. So supply is the amount of goods or services that a business provides. Right now, Walmart and Sam's Club and Costco are low in toilet paper supply as well as Lysol supply because people panic and they've gone out and bought all that they could. Mr. Christian came home with 2 gallons of milk today and we already had 1.5, but he was worried that a place was going to close and what else is right or drink, really? I mean, he'll occasionally have tea, but, babies need milk. And we put some bread in the freezer because it will keep in the freezer and I didn't want it to mold. So in case we need bread, we're stuck here for a little while every day. We've got some bread and some milk. Everything else we'll just have to figure out as we go. I bet you guys are feeling that way at your house too. It's kind of sad. But at least we still have each other and at least we still are healthy ourselves. So that's supply. How much stuff you've got. Like you have your bank bag with your school supplies. Demand is the amount of goods or services consumers are willing to buy. So right now there's a great demand for Lysol products and hand sanitizer. There's no supply. But there is a demand. Customers want to buy it. They want to consume it. But right now it's not available. So companies are trying to figure out how they can make more and get it out to customers. This blue chart is really important. And it will help you understand how the economy works. So it says supply, demand, and price. A high supply with a great demand means a low price. A high supply with a low demand means a very low price. They're going to sell it to you dirt cheap. Low supply and great demand, which is what's happening on Amazon right now. It's called price gouging. People are charging way too much for regular household everyday items. Low supply, low demand, high price. So if you've ever purchased anything on sale or on clearance, then there's too much supply and not enough demand. They're trying to get rid of it so they can bring new things in. If you've ever seen something that just came out from the store, especially like a kind of jacket or shoes, they're going to be a high price because they're new. And if you wait long enough, you may not get your size or there may not be any left. So that would be demand. Other people came and got it. I tend to check out sales if I can or buy from Sam's. Using resources. This is also in your hardback textbook. This is explaining how, on your book, it's a yogurt factory. This one is it doesn't say. It's just a business in general. This looks like the inside of one of those how it's made videos. So this is a factory of some sort. It says shells. I'm sorry, I don't know what it is. They're almonds. Okay, I'm sorry. So they're picking the almonds from the tree. And then they ship them on trucks to the factory, and the factory takes care of the almonds. They take it out of the shell, they wash it, they clean it, they season it, they package it back up, they weigh it, and then they send it out on trucks. So this is kind of a cool page. Definitely check out how it's made while you're at home. How it's made, we watched Cocoa Beans. How it's made suckers, bubble gum, how it's made truck parts, whatever you're interested in. I like that show. You can see that there are humans working in this factory. And there are lots of machines. There's conveyor belts where it travels the item, the product from one place to another. And then there's boxes, forklifts, heavy machinery, and then the trucks to take it out to the stores. There's also people that work on the computers there. Somebody had to come up with all of those machines. That's called an engineer. There's robots there even. I watch that How It's Made show and I see those robots and those machines and I think, oh my goodness, my brain does not work that way. I had no idea. It took so much work to make something what I assume is simple. On the next page, it talks about a farmer's market. I know a couple of you said you visited the farmer's market before. So these are mom and pop businesses that harvest their own crops or their own vegetables, and then they sell them themselves. So there's no bills. It should just be mostly profit unless they had to purchase fertilizer, purchase feed, purchase dirt. So hopefully these people are making money. They're not having to sell their goods to Harps or Walmart for them to sell and make the money. The next page is about being a consumer, about purchasing. You can use cash, bills and coins, debit card, credit card, checks. A check is the paper, and we practiced writing one of those earlier in the year. Making a budget. So the amount of money you earn a month is called your wage, your income. And if you make, say, $1,000 in a week, you can't spend $1,400 that same week. You have to make sure that you keep it within that $1,000 range, because if you overspend, then you don't have any money for the next week, and then you owe the bank money. That's not good. So when you guys get Christmas money and you want something that's $100, well, if you don't have $100, you aren't going to get the $100 item. You might have to go for something lower. Or you might have to borrow money from your parents. People do that in real life. They make a loan, apply for a loan. There's an advertisement at the bottom. Advertising is a selling tool for producers. This guy went to the mall. He wasn't really planning on buying a shirt, but it said that there was a sale, and he thought, I might as well. And look what color it is. Red, because red sells. Working together. It's nice for small businesses to employ other people that work or need the work, especially people in their own hometown. Workers continue to depend on one another to do their jobs and to meet their needs. All right, well, that's all I've got for producers and consumers. If you have any questions about your social studies, let me know.